Hello, I'm back, and I'm still making this 2D point-and-click adventure game. Oh, actually, hang on. I'm still making this 2D point-and-click adventure game. I've been making it for about 3 years now, and I'm nearly done with it. But being nearly done with it has kind of pumped the brakes on it somehow, and I'm going to talk about that in this video. So, welcome back to the point-and-click devlog, an ongoing series which, if you go back through YouTube history, you will see that I was sitting in front of a blue screen just before Mark Brown started doing it. So I was, in fact, the first ginger blue screen game dev guy by about a week. So yeah, still making this game quite slowly. As you'll see by the thumbnail, sometimes don't open the project for quite a while, which is weird because if you recall devlog episodes past, I was banging on about how I was really jazzed about being quite near the end of like a start to finish build, and I was really motivated to get that done, and then I don't really know what happened. So for your wider context, I guess, where I'm at on this is, having gone through like literally sequentially or chronologically throughout the game, I'm now on like the last scene that the player enters in the game, and then that naturally leads to like a big final cutscene, some climactic stuff. It's very awkward because I can't show you like any of it because I don't want to spoil the big ending of the game. But like, yeah, some cool stuff happens there, but also some quite like animation intensive stuff happens there. And then I want like an exit cutscene. So that's left me at a point where I've got a lot of animation to do, and I think maybe some of it is animation that I don't really know how to do, or I'm a bit less confident in than other stuff. But the upshot of that is that I've reached a kind of ending paralysis, if you like, or I think they call it completion anxiety on this project as a whole, because I'm literally so far in and so close to the end of having this playable build that admittedly still needs a lot of polish and voiceovers and all that kind of stuff, but really close to having like a playable game that I've just kind of frozen. And I don't know why that is, but I have experienced it before on other projects. I think maybe there's something to do with the fact that if you finish a thing, it becomes real. And obviously, if you've ever done a creative project or are working on one, then you'll know that the real thing is never as good as the thing you were like cooking up in your head. And then it becomes real enough that you got to show people, and that can be scary if that kind of expectation reality ratio is wildly skewed. And look, I'm proud of this game. I know its limitations. Obviously, it's a 2D point and click adventure game. It's not like Call of Duty or whatever. Maybe for the better in this day and age, but I'm proud of what I've done with it. But yeah, finishing it, I suppose, means here it is, it's finished. Judge me for it, and maybe that is enough to slow me down slightly. And it's a weird one really, because this paralysis has leaked into some other areas of my life, or my digital life slightly. So I haven't really looked at the Discord server for this community for like ages, or I have it, I have messages popping up on my phone, but I haven't interacted with it or opened it. I feel really bad about that, but it's made me have this sense of like disconnectedness from the project slightly. There might be an element there that's linked to this completion anxiety of, if you build a YouTube channel and you build a Discord server, and both of those things start kind of popping off slightly, you then feel like you owe it to everybody to be really proactive in both. And I've been not very proactive in YouTube videos, and then therefore not very proactive in that server recently. If you're active in there, you probably noticed my sort of slight disappearance, and a lot of that is to do with work, being busy, but some of it, yeah, is to do with this, like where I am in game dev. It's a weird thing, but it's an interesting one to think about and document and talk about, because every creative project probably has this same moment for people. So yeah, there's an element of pressure there, and similarly, like, I've gone onto Twitter occasionally and lazily like retweeted some fellow developers' games, but I haven't played any of the recent games that people I know have made for ages. I've just sort of been a bit tuned out with it all, and it's not like in a burnout way, it's just yeah, I think it's a very closely tied to this like end of game paralysis slightly, which I'm hoping that a little Christmas break and some time off work will help and help kind of rejuvenate my, what's the word? Gusto is the word. Gusto? Gusto. Gusto is the people who do my food recipe box. I'm not sponsored by Gusto. Quick aside, just on the subject of the Discord server for this channel, one of the guys in there heads up a team called Nuts and TV, and they have just like finished an amazing like point and click Super Nintendo Zelda game that you can play totally for free. I'll link that in the description below because it truly is a labour of love, and it's been made entirely using like Visionaire Studio as a point and click game, which I think is a really cool idea. So I'll link that below, give it a go. Yeah, anyway, so that the whole feeling has kind of led to some weird moments in the last month where I've like woken up in the middle of the night and decided I was going to like announce that I'm shelving this game entirely, and that I'm going to focus on writing some new novel or play or starting on an entirely new different game, which seems dramatic now, but in the moment I was like, yes, this the time has come, this project is over now, which is a weird thing your brain can do when I suppose things really knuckle down into the hard work part of making stuff. But I will get this done. That is my promise to you, and by you I mean me, because that's really why I'm making this channel in the first place, is an accountability tool. So yeah, we're going to make this game and get it done. So with that being the case, what is left to do? So again, I can't show you any of this, but there's like some cool climactic pointing and clicking that revolves around some of the central characters in a kind of creepy setting, and then there's the climactic cutscene basically, all of which involves quite a lot of animation, which also means I want to do the ending animation cutscene, and then also whilst I'm in that zone start doing the intro cutscene as well. And I think what I'm going to do for that is get into Procreate Dreams, which is handily like a new tool designed for motion graphic-y animation, which I think looks a bit better than Procreate for that task. And obviously Procreate I've been using right up until now for everything, but Procreate Dreams looks like it's kind of a more of a, it does tweens, which is where, you know, you put something here, 10 frames later you put it here, and it sort of just animates it for you, which is more like a traditional animation tool, whereas Procreate is a bit of a ham-fisted way of doing this stuff. So I'm going to check that out, we'll dig into that hopefully over Christmas, and then get all this stuff done. Now my question to you, as someone who might know a lot more about this than I do, is the final scene has quite a lot of animation laid on top of itself in quite a big chunky room scene geographically, where like there's a lot of artwork on show at once. Can anybody tell me whether it would be better to have all that firing off in engine, so each animation just playing and loading everything, or have it do that once and record the gameplay, then just replace it all with a video clip? Like, is it good to play video clips in games? I genuinely don't know whether that's a lighter solution on the engine, or whether that's just playing a video is more complicated, or in some way bad, but in a way that I don't know. Yeah, let me know if you have any ideas on that. Thank you very much. So yeah, once that like quite gargantuan amount of cutscene animation stuff is done, there will be then that build that you can play from start to finish, and then the job will just be to, and then the job will be to go through room by room, add all that polish I want to add, and start thinking about voiceovers. And at the same time as that's happening, I feel like I'll be in a better position to dig into all of the Steam kind of stuff. And I know I've been putting this off for a long time, but I feel like when the game is much closer to being done, then that makes more sense to start going, right, here's your Steam page, here's your demo and stuff like that. A lot of people have said to me, you need to get this Steam stuff sorted now, like why are you waiting? Because the more time you have it on there, the more time you have to gather wish lists. But I also think there's something in, you only get one chance to make a first impression. I remember ages ago I did a tweet with some gameplay footage, and somebody wrote a message on it saying like, I won't play this game because it doesn't have voice acting, which really stuck with me, because it's like, well, of course it doesn't have voice acting, I'm making it still, but it will do. And so there's something in me that wants to like put a kind of fully featured thing onto Steam that says, here it is, it's as good, this is as good as it looks and sounds when you buy it, and then just spend like 6 months just building marketing hype for it. Hype, you know what I mean? And go from there. So yeah, I think that the delay is calculated. It's not like a lack of thought. It's, if anything, the opposite. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it. And I think that will happen next year. And I think I'm still aiming for like a 2024 release. It needs to come out before 2025, right? Because I feel like my game and GTA 6 are really going to compete for sales. So it's very important to get that done probably next year, and then I can get on with my life. So yeah, weird devlog update. Not much has happened, but there is stuff happening, and I will endeavour to get through as much of this animation stuff I can during the Christmas break, whilst I kind of simultaneously unplug a bit and try and treat that animation as just like a fun time rather than like a hard work time. I'm releasing this video just before Christmas, so if you are watching it as it comes out, I hope you have a good one in whatever that means for you. I will endeavour to make more videos next year than I have this year, because it's been about once every 3 months or so, but again, only when I've got something to say or when it feels right. But as ever, thank you for your view and your like and all that kind of stuff, and your continued support. It really does keep me motivated, even if it doesn't sometimes seem like that's the case. So yeah, look, have a good one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you when there's more to show, I guess. Bye.